Good morning, good morning. Come on in and let me know if you're around. If you're on the live, I would love it if you drop in and let me know how you're doing, where you are, what's going on for you. If you're on the replay, drop me a little hashtag replay. Let me know what you think of the cards and the tapping. Oh, thank you. And if you're thinking, tapping cards, what's she on about? Then you're probably new here and you're really welcome if you are. Feel free to pop new in the comments and I can get some lovely free resources for you about what we're doing today. So very nice. If this is the first time you are joining me, welcome along. This is a session that I do as often as I can. It was meant to be every day, and for about 7 years it was every day. But life gets busy, my business is busy, and so it is best endeavours at the moment, sometime around 8 to 8:30 in the morning every weekday. But it's called the Daily Tap. And so if you've ever heard of tapping, it's another name for emotional freedom technique. And this is a much more affirmational version. I am a fully trained trainer and master practitioner of it. So I do certify other practitioners. But I do it in this way so that you can get a really easy, fun way to experience what tapping feels like in your body. Because whilst it might not be done as it would in a therapeutic setting, we are still tapping on the same acupressure points. We're still kind of tuning into the body and seeing what's going on. So you are still getting a really good sample of what this feels like. Now, to do this, and please don't freak out if you don't like cards, we are not summoning the devil. We do use Oracle, Tarot, or affirmation decks. And this is called the Priestess of Light Oracle. It's a beautiful deck by Sandra Ann Taylor and Kimberly Weber. It's really beautiful artwork and the messages are really potent. And I use a card because with all the will in the world, I can't obviously do one-to-one on here in a public setting. So we pull a card just to give us something to focus on. So if you're not really into cards, just think of it as this is the focus point for the session. And as I'm kind of telling you what the card is about, what the messages are, just tune into your body and just notice if there's any pulling towards resonance for you or any pushing away from. So what I mean is, do you feel drawn to that message, or do you feel resistant to it, or like it doesn't resonate at all? And there will always be a message in there, whether it resonates or it doesn't, because it will not resonate for a reason as well. So 2 cards have come out this morning. Oops. And what we do is, bear with me, I pull the cards, I tell you what the messages are, and then we do some tapping based on what's going on for you, what you're feeling. But so the cards that have come out this morning, the first one was calming the waters. As you can see, she is channeling some kind of energy, accessing some kind of energy there. And it talks about peaceful self-regulation. Now, don't we all need a bit of that from time to time? And that is exactly what tapping is about. And then the other card that came out is number 22. And it's called telepathy. And it's about transmission, perception, and communication. Okay. Now, this is a very key, I can't say why, but this is a very key message for me this week. So I know that if the cards are, spot on for me, they usually are for some other people as well. So I'm going to go through what the guidebook says so that I don't miss anything. And it also has lovely affirmations in there that we will use to tap in. Okay. So the caveat is, please don't use the daily tap to resolve challenging issues for you. Okay, it is not a way to get therapeutic help. Just use it as a daily shot of calm to start your day, to bring some calming hormones in, and to start maybe just to spark you thinking about something else. So let's have a look at calming the waters. It says the High Priestess of Light brings her deep powers of healing energy to the earth and your life. The elk antlers she wears on her golden crown act as antennae. They receive guidance and power from universal light, and then she channels into the earth and waters below. Her peaceful intentions are balance and alignment. She brings peace to the planet. She also calls you to calm the waters within your own life. It's time for you to take an honest look at your daily energy. Are things too hectic for you to maintain a calm approach to your tasks? You may feel you have no control, but you can and must stay regulated. And this is what this is about, the daily tap. It was the whole point. Must regulate the pace of your everyday activities, always devoting some time to your own peaceful priorities. The waters of life run deep, and there are often deeper personal lessons than you may be aware of. Don't we know it? You do have the ability to be self-directed, to set boundaries, to create balance and stay calm and spirit connected, even in the middle of personal or professional storms. In the face of unending and sometimes frantic demands of life, this card is telling you to stop and trust in the unwavering truth of your soul's universal connection. Your peaceful yet profound faith will calm the swirling waters and bring the blessed resolutions you desire. And this affirmation is: I have the infinite source of peace and calm within me. I direct my life with balance each day. Now, that is a beautiful way to start. And then we're going to have a look at number 22. I'm just going to have a quick drink of tea before it goes cold. Lovely. It's on its way. And again, this one is about transmission, perception, and communication. And it says, this card shows the priestess of universal mind, the eternal voice. The light that rises from above her crown chakra opens the door to all of spirit. The orb encircling her heart center vibrates through infinity, opening the portal to immortal wisdom. She comes to tell you that you are right now capable of profound perception and telepathic communication. And linking it into the first card, you won't have access to that if you're not regulated, and I'll explain why after this. You've been endowed with this talent since the origins of divine consciousness at the beginning of time. So let yourself trust in that innate power. When you want to receive, all you need to do is stop, breathe, open up, and trust. The wolf's bright eyes pierce straight into the heart of the spirit world. Unlike the wolf on card 21, which you won't have seen, who guides you on your personal path, this one creates a connection with the ethereal entities riding the waves of the energetic realms. Let me bring you closer. Sorry, that's hurting my back. There we go. The wolf's incredible instincts, acute senses, and extraordinary intelligence offer profound understanding of every aspect of the environment, and you have this capacity as well. Practice tuning in to the helpful transmissions all around you, and you'll be amazed by spontaneous insights. This powerful card calls upon your incredible ability to reach out and communicate with the very elements of the earth, in addition to receiving transmissions from the outer edges of the universe, from the spirit world and beyond. Hi there, who's joined. It is your destiny and the destiny of humankind to evolve into this deep telepathic state. Do not think it's beyond you. Open up to this sleeping power, and the universe will speak to you in more ways than you can imagine. And this card says, I am a receiver of universal power and information. The infinite wisdom of the world always comes to me when I need it. Now, I'm going to link these two cards together for you because this is a doozy of a message. So the first one was calming the waters, about peaceful self-regulation. And this card is about telepathy and tuning in to be able to receive the messages, to increase your perception and actually your interoception, which is what is going on for me? What do I need internally? Now, if you are not regulated, this is what happens. Your body, if you're in any kind of stress response, even if it's a 1 out of 10, that means that your body is producing additional cortisol and adrenaline, right? So that you can fight, flee, turn around and freeze. And if that's the case, you've got part of your brain, let's say this hand here that wraps around everything, is called your prefrontal cortex. Okay. When you are in any level of stress response, your prefrontal cortex disengages. It doesn't mean it disappears, it's always there, but it kind of disengages, which means that all you are left with is your limbic brain, your emotional brain, your highly charged brain, which runs on memories and experience of things in the past, and your amygdala, your primal brain, that's saying something isn't safe. Get out of here, turn around and fight, freeze or you're going to die, right? That's essentially how it works. So if this is disengaged, the trouble with this is you then can't access your executive function very easily. So it's hard to make decisions. It's hard to get resourceful and to think about what you need yourself as well. But it's also really difficult to be intuitive and perceptive, which was this card. So if you are feeling like you're struggling to know which way is up, to be able to get a sense of what's right, in the situation, for yourself, for somebody else, if you're struggling to be creative, even if you're wanting to access your intuition and your clairs and your psychic abilities more, even if it's that directed, but you've got any level of stress in your life. And I don't mean that we should all walk around completely blissful all the time, but you need to self-regulate so that you can then tune in and receive the messages. You will not be able to do that without doing this first. So this is a huge, huge message today. So let me know how that resonates for you. Obviously, this is a public page, so be careful of what you share. But let's do some tapping and let's just see. So place a hand on your body for a second. And I just want you to pay attention to that message and just think, am I in a place at the minute and on average through my daily life where I'm open to the messages, where I'm open and receptive, where messages can get through to me? Or am I permanently living in a state of stress? Okay. Now, that's just told me, thank you very much. I always listen to the downloads. That's just told me that I need to do a deeper class on this because I can't possibly get into all of this in 10 minutes. But just notice for yourself. And here's a really easy tool to guide you. If I were to ask you, out of 10, 10 being completely stressed out of your tree, how would you score yourself on any given average day out of 10? See your stress level. Most of the people I work with or come across in networking, in other groups, will freely admit that their stress levels are anywhere upwards of a 4 out of 10 most days, most of the time. And a lot of people, particularly my clients, are sitting at a 6 to 7 on average every single day. Okay, there's no judgment here. I'm not being facetious about it, but let that land for a minute, because what that means is 60 to 70% of you and 60 to 70% of the time you are stressed beyond the level at which you feel you can manage. And anyone who thinks, some stress is good stress, biologically speaking, that is rubbish. Okay. There is something that is good for us, but it's not stress in the typical sense of the word. But I digress. So if you think about it, if you imagine a scale 0 to 10 and you're walking around at a 7, how big is your window of tolerance for stuff to go wrong? 30%? It's not a lot. So there's no wonder if you find yourself going up like a bottle of pop, being really reactive, feeling like you can't cope, or if you're saying things like, oh God, what else is going to go wrong? You're getting to the end of your tether. And so this personal, peaceful regulation, this is what the daily tap is about. It might not be therapeutic EFT in terms of dealing with the root cause of issues, but by God, it will help you. If you do it every day, some form of tapping, whether it's me, whether it's you, doesn't matter. Tap in the shower while your conditioner's on your hair without any words. It doesn't really matter. The tapping is what sends the signals across the skin to the amygdala to say, you're safe. It's okay. It stems the flow of cortisol and it metabolizes it away, which wild animals will do by shaking after an attack. We don't do that generally. So you could shake in the shower if you wanted to, or you could tap. It has the same effect, but it also then sends out calming signals, calming hormones, right? And it brings our brain waves down into relaxed alpha. And then the beauty of it is, I'm holding the book, so I'm going to have to do it like this. That prefrontal cortex that was disengaged, bloop, it re-engages. So guess what? You can be resourceful, resilient, decision-making, creative, intuitive. And that's when you can access your psychic gifts, your intuition, your inner knowing, whatever you want to call it, whatever you need out of it. You won't get there if you're stressed, right? Do you understand why now? So let's do some tapping. Take 2 fingers and full responsibility for your own well-being. What that means is if you get triggered, please work on it with somebody. If that's me, great. Reach out. If that's not me, great. Please just look after your own emotional well-being. So get your hair out your face, take 2 fingers, and we start here at the start of the eyebrow. Just tap where I tap, say what I say, see how you feel it. Source of peace. Outside of the eye. And calm within me. Under the eye. I direct my life with balance each day. Under the nose. I'm a receiver of universal power and information. Chin in the crease in the middle. The infinite wisdom of the world always comes to me when I need it. We'll say that again. Under the middle of the collarbones. I have the infinite source of peace and calm within me. And if that feels like a stretch, just lean into how good it would feel if it felt true. Underneath the arm, so under the armpit, down the side of the body, pretty much on the bra strap line. I direct my life with balance each day. And then top of the head, so in the middle, and then you can go all around in a circle if you want to as well. I am a receiver of universal power and information. Stay here. The infinite wisdom of the world always comes to me when I need it. I'm going to go again because it's nice. Back to the eyebrow. I have the infinite source of peace and calm within me. Outside of the eye. I direct my life with balance each day. Under the eye. I am a receiver of universal power and information. Under the nose. And the infinite wisdom of the world always comes to me when I need it. I have the infinite source of peace and calm within me. And really tune into that sense of calm and peace now. Don't forget to breathe. And the collarbones. I direct my life with balance each day. Under the arm. I'm a receiver of universal power and information. Top of the head. The infinite wisdom of the world always comes to me when I need it. And then we're going to finish in the middle of the forehead on the third eye. So be it, and so it is. All right, take a nice deep breath. I always do that. I put the cards away. Silly girl. So it was calming the waters and telepathy, which just means perception and information. So how did that message land for you today? It's a beautiful message. It's very powerful. I am feeling the resonance of that. So just tune in and notice, do you feel calmer now? Do you feel a little bit less stressed? If you rated yourself 6 out of 10 on average stressed, where are you now? It might have only dropped half a point or a point. It might have dropped 3 or 4 points. We're not judging and we're not pushing. And any reduction in your stress level at any time of the day is going to be a good thing, right? So I would ask that in fair exchange for consuming this content, that you please make sure you have liked, followed, subscribed, commented on it, because that is the only way that you will get notified of new stuff, because that's how the algorithms work these days. But I would love it if you try and get this into the hands of people who may benefit from it as well. That would be really amazing, because it's my mission in this life to get tapping and energy work into the hands of 1 million people in my lifetime, and to certify 1,000 practitioners. And I'm 10% of the way there. So I have a big job to do. So if anybody is looking to train in proper traditional EFT and other energy clearing methods with me, then please drop energy in the comments below, and I will get some information to you, or we can book a call and talk about how to get you fully certified and accredited as a kick-ass EFT practitioner, so that you can go out and create your own healing ripple. And with that, I'm going to